But I'm really looking forward to having fun this evening, and I'm going to give a presentation that is a new presentation, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. We'll deal with tech in just a second, and then we'll have hopefully plenty of time for Q&A, and we'll do a sign. So I'm glad you all came out. The question I think is a common one, which is, if you have an entrepreneurial side project, should you, and if so, at what point should you leave the financial security of your current gig to dedicate yourself to that new project? And I think it's a matter of reaching a certain level of financial security with your gig, quite frankly. And I would encourage most people not to view employment and entrepreneurship as either or, because I don't think they have to be mutually exclusive, but rather a spectrum that you can really travel. At any point, you can stop taking. So I know people who have, for instance, work at Google full-time and have a side business that is in some ways a passion project, but also provides them with financial security. And I think it comes to a point, I do not encourage people to sort of put the blindfold on and jump into a new project with abandon. I'm thought of, in some cases, as a risk taker. I'm actually very conservative. It's probably, unless it comes down to like chopping things out by leg, okay with that. But certainly, that the people who do not believe in calling have not had the luck of circumstance to see their unique ability, come in contact with something that is relevant or that can be changed by that unique ability, if that makes sense. So for me, for whatever reason, I just obsess on the detective work, deconstructing things. And so that is, I suppose, if anything, my calling, but it's I don't view it entirely as my choice, if that makes sense. And that's not in a religious aspect or existential aspect. It's just that I think that people tend to have the greatest degree of excitement and gratification when they focus on capitalizing on their greatest strengths as opposed to constantly trying to fix their weaknesses, if that makes sense. Because I would change the resources, I wouldn't change any of the principles. And one of the constraints of the print medium, of course, is that it's time-consuming to update, unfortunately. I view marketing, product development as very principle-based, and the box of crayons will change day to day, or the color of the crayons, whether it's Tumblr or Pinterest, whatever it might be. It's very easy to become reactive in pursuing those new tools. But I feel like the general principles, much like what Josh Leeskin learned by approaching chess the way that he did, can be applied despite the technology or using almost any technology. So for instance, the teachings in 1,000 True Fans, written by Kevin Kelly, who's studying the Wired, very short piece, you can find it, 1,000 True Fans, that can be applied almost anywhere. Or Tim O'Reilly, who's a fantastic technologist, wrote a piece called The Truth, I think it's The Truth of Social Media, or The Truth of Social Media Marketing, which is the most boring title I could ever conceive of, but it's a great piece. All of the principles can be applied. I think that makes you most adaptable. But there's also a piece by Noah Kagan, K-A-G-A-N, on my blog that runs through some more current approaches to testing the product validation with potential businesses. So you might want to take a look at